Okay, so I wanted to go over this question again because I don't think all of you are completely comfortable with this type of question yet. So I want to go over this one that we went through today, and I have some more questions for you based on this difficulty. So hopefully this should become second nature to you. So I want to keep doing this until you guys understand it completely, all of you. So we'll do it again. So we start off by arranging these numbers in these columns, like you see here, and we start from the right. So 0 minus 4 we can't do because the top one is smaller than the bottom one, so we need to borrow 1 from over the next column. So we put 1 next to the 0, and the 1 that we borrowed from the 2 now becomes the 1. So 10 minus 4 equals 6. Okay, so now we have 1 minus 9. Again, we can't do that because the top one is smaller than the bottom one, so we need to borrow 1 from the next column. So 6 minus 1 is 5, and we take the 1 we borrowed and put it next to the 1. So now this becomes 11 minus 9, which is 2. 5 minus 2 we can do because the top one is bigger than the smaller one, and that's 5 minus 2 is 3. Again, for the next one, 5 minus 0 is 5. We put the decimal point underneath the decimal point. Now this is where we had trouble. So we've got a 0 here. Okay, so we need to borrow 1 from over here. Now, as I tried to say in class, we need to treat this as 10 in this case, because we have a 0 here, which means we now need to read the next number over. So we need to borrow 1 from here, so we cross this one out, we put the 1 next to the 0, and because we crossed the 0 out, we need to cross the 1 out as well, because we need to read it as the number 10. 10 minus 1 equals 9. So the 0 now becomes a 9, and the 1 over here now becomes a 0, because again, 10 minus 1 is 9. Now we can go ahead and minus. So 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 8 is 1. And 0 minus 0 is 0. So this will be our final answer. Okay, so we have another question here that has a very similar type of level of difficulty like the previous one. So again, we start off on the right. 0 minus 9 we can't do because 0 is smaller than 9, so we need to borrow 1 from over here. So we borrow 1, we put the 1 next to the 0 here. So 10 minus 9 is 1. Okay, so what do we do now? Basically, what we need to do is treat this 0 and this 0 and this 2 as 200. Okay, so we keep going across until we get a number. So if there's zeros, we keep going until we hit a number that's bigger than 0. So in this case, we borrowed 1 from this 0, but really we borrowed 1 from 200. 200 minus 1 equals 199. So we need to cross out all three place values and change it to 199. So now we can go ahead and minus. 9 minus 4 is 5. 9 minus 0 is 9. And 1 minus 0 is 1. Put the decimal point down, and our final answer is 0.1951. Okay, so just to make sure that everyone, all of us, finally understand this type of question, I have 2 more for you, and I'll give you these questions to do as a test at the start of our next class.